Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a really handsome car. This is a Honda CR-V 1.6 diesel and it's the black edition vehicle. These always look fantastic, these cars. Obviously you've got the black alloys, side steps and exterior styling pack. The car's covered 54,000 miles. Really nice looking car, and it's in nice condition as well. Front of the car, lights and lenses, clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation in them. Bonnet generally clean, just light stone chipping, which you naturally get with any car this age and mileage, but nothing that detracts, in all honesty. Near side, lovely and smooth in the panels, can't see any obvious indentations there. Near side front alloy, very good, any curbing very light indeed. Panels really very nice. Again, any marks really tiny, sort of just tiny little stone chips occasionally pop up, but again, it looks hard to find anything. Rear 3/4 angle has always been my favourite for the ones with the kit. I just think it looks absolutely fantastic on the cars. Back to the offside, yeah, really nice and clean. Offside again, panels, no car parking dents jumping out of them at all. Really lovely car this. So for the age and mileage, any marks, very light indeed, but it's in very nice condition. To the boot area, absolutely cavernous boot, nicely finished, very nice condition. Helped by the fact that, as you can see there, it's got the rubberized load liner fitted, which is a nice sign of ownership. Coming to the back now, enormous amounts of legroom, full black leather interior, and unlike so many CR-Vs which are normally heavily used in the back, this one's been treated very nicely. Coming on the front again, all nice and clean, full sets of original black edition mats. Passenger seat there, again in super condition. Finally coming on the driver's side, and door card nice and clean. Same with the footwell areas. The driver's seat itself shows virtually no signs of wear on there, in all honesty. Inside the car now, engine's running to the dash, can be seen illuminated. Sat-nav model, as you can see. Sat-nav working exactly as it should. Just pop the car into reverse and rear park camera likewise. Just to show the binnacle there, 54,781 miles. There are no warning lights on whilst the engine's running. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 black edition diesel. The car's registered SE17RWL. Mileage at the start of the road test is 54,781. The reason we do our videos, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. And the reason we've always felt it important is because we've been to see lots of cars which have looked perfectly good when you look at the photographs or the description, but only to get there and find out when you drive the car it's got a fundamental problem which you'd probably much rather known about before setting off. We also do it, by the way, on these very quiet country roads in this lovely part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go on a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, twist the key, engine starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be. This is the higher horsepower, 160 horsepower twin turbo engine, which they put with the four-wheel drive cars, and it's a hell of an engine. It's smooth and quiet on the move, only really noticeably a diesel at low speeds, but when you get up and go, it's got real poke to the engine. Touch the throttle and it just picks up, goes and keeps going. Very broad spread of power, really nice engines to use. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch in the car, bike points exactly where it's meant to be. It's nice and smooth in operation, so all good there. And then you come to one of the nicest manual gearboxes you're going to use, regardless of the type of car it is. Unfortunately, some manufacturers seem to think that because you're driving SUV, you should have a gearbox like a commercial van, so sort of long and thrown, vague and lifeless, whereas this is the absolute opposite of all of that. It's positioning the gear levers absolutely perfect, your hand falls naturally to it, the angle, the plane of change is perfect on the car. He's going to let me go through. I'll carry on whittering on when I've got past him. But the actual, the change itself, just so slick, so easy, so precise, but also just feels really engineered. It's a lovely gear change, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new, by the way. So, but they rarely show anywhere in that sense. Then we come on to the steering and chassis of the car. A pet hate of mine has always been, especially with modern cars, which pretty much all use electric power steering, and this one's no different, is that manufacturers again tend to give you kind of these really lifeless, over-light power steering systems. It's fine if all you do is drive in town. On the open road, they can just feel very detached, and you don't feel confident in the vehicle. CR-V's got a lovely weight to the steering. It feels very weighty, actually. Really like it, and yet it still feels, you feel very confident in the vehicle, because they're not sports cars. They're not meant to be. It's basically a car that's to get you and your family from A to B comfortably, but it does a really nice job, and the steering's part of that. It never feels nervous. It flows with the chassis really well, because what the chassis manages to give you, which is hard to achieve, is this really compliant, comfortable ride, but without any, it doesn't jar, it's supple. But when you do go through corners like this one, sort of yumpy off camber, a little bit quicker than I should, turn in, minimal movement of the steering wheel, no body motion, it's not flopping about, it's brilliantly done, absolutely brilliantly done. And there are no clonks, rattles, anything from underneath the vehicle. All feels absolutely as tight as a drum. The same goes with the steering. There's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed actually up to the legal limit. And it tracks nice and straight as well. So onto the brakes of the car. Make sure no one's directly behind me. But good pump on the brakes. Nice powerful brake pedal, which is what you want, so all in fine fettle. And then we come inside. The first thing you'd notice when you get into a CR-V is probably the visibility. It's really, really good. So again, you feel very confident in the car driving it. You've got quite a low dash line, huge wing mirrors, good 360 degrees visibility, so you feel very confident on the road and manoeuvring and all those kinds of things. But also the build quality, it's just a beautifully put together car. No squeaks, no rattles. These are robust cars indeed that are designed for family use over a long period of time, and they hold up very, very well. But also very simple to come to terms with. Dash layout is really simple. Sat nav's Garmin based, it's again really simple to use, all functioning perfectly. You've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish. That pumps out lovely cold air, by the way. We tried that in a nice warm workshop earlier on. As I always say, the thing that a lot of people again notice about the Hondas when you get in them is that all of the switchgear, everything you touch, press, tweak, poke, has a substantial engineered feel, and that goes with kind of these rotary dials. All the buttons, nothing suddenly feels flimsy in your hand. It all feels robust and beautifully engineered, because it is. Then dash binnacle in front, simple, minimalist in lots of ways, white on black dials, really easy to take the information in. And finally, this lovely leather-bound steering wheel has been kept very nicely in here. This is as I said, a four-wheel drive version of the car. There are no buttons to press, activate, or anything. It does it all for you. It's basically, Honda worked out when they launched the first CR-V that the vast majority of people that would be buying and driving these cars would be doing what I'm doing right now, just driving on perfectly good roads and perfectly good conditions where you don't need four-wheel drive on, so it's a waste of time having it on. So basically the car runs the most efficient way possible by being in two-wheel drive only most of the time and front-wheel drive. Only if it needs to go into four-wheel drive will it do so, and it will react more quickly than you ever could yourself because it's done via the traction control system of the car. So if the front wheels start to lose grip, if you're pulling away on sort of mud, snow or ice, it seamlessly and instantly brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it is brilliant in use. The advantages of the system not operating the whole time are patently obvious. It's going to save you on tyres, fuel and mechanical stress put through the car. So much so, as I pretty much always say, that we've been selling CRVs for decades now and sold thousands of them, and I genuinely can't remember putting a spanner on the four-wheel drive system on any of them. So it is a very, very tough system. As I said at the start of the video, it is only brief. It's just to show the car operating, but I can't find any fault. It drives absolutely beautifully.